Good morning and welcome back to Margin. This morning we're going to talk about what is essential in your finances. So let's jump right into it. So factoring in all the essentials you have in your life, for the most part, they all have a common thread, a need for resources to actually fund those essentials. Now, I'm not saying that all things are bought with money, but what I am saying is that the tool of money being a tool, is a consideration and probably a big one when it comes to your home, your food, your clothing, or maybe your transportation, and a number of other aspects in your life. So accepting this as a way of life in exchanging a monetary value for whatever those essentials are that you need in your life is a given. But going through this process, even though this may be the case, how do you actually identify and prioritize the most important aspects of your personal finances? So let's outline this based upon your current financial picture. Looking at a baseline. So you will have money that comes to you in the form of income, whether that be from a active source or a passive source, maybe a government stipend, an insurance payout, or an inheritance, or some other form of income otherwise. So you will also have expenses in the form of your cost of living, what you're actually paying out. Now, these will be expenses like feeding you or your family, maybe putting fuel in your vehicle and paying for your insurance premiums. Now, income or expenses are obvious, whether we actually think about them a whole lot or not. We don't necessarily think about what is coming in and what's necessarily going back out unless you're actually operating off of a budget or a plan to spend. So before just jumping in and writing down where your income is coming in from and where that money is going back out in the form of an expense, it's important to go back to this theme, this overview on what's essential. Now, it's important to take a step back and look from a holistic approach, a big picture approach that looks at the whole picture. Now, this will help you to look at the categories that we've reviewed in this theme, and this will help you to merge these categories in order to have a broad understanding of what your expenses are in particular. Now, pulling from what is essential in your housing, maybe your transportation, clothing, or the like, gather what is actually essential to your lifestyle above and beyond the bare essentials of maybe food, water, and sleep. Putting this together will provide you with a baseline to start. So this process of pulling together all of those aspects that are essential, which take a monetary exchange, will help you to actually prioritize your budget based upon what matters to you, what matters most to you. So this is how I would prioritize it. I would look first at your home, the location of the home, landscaping, furnishings, how it, feels, what it smells like, what components in your home actually matter most to you that you actually should be budgeting for. Now, prioritizing number 2 as food, the mix of dining in or dining out, ordering in, as well as the quality of your food, whether you order vitamins and protein powder and whatever else goes into your food, goes into your nutrients, and prioritizing those things that matter most to you based on dietary constraints and your lifestyle in particular. Now, number 3 is your clothing, the mix or type of clothing, thinking about seasonality and different outfits per se, but really thinking about what is essential in your clothing, what mix of clothing matters most to you, and what sits in your closet and is never used otherwise. So you make sure to capitalize on and focus on purchasing clothing that you're actually going to utilize and that actually fits you. Now, the fourth aspect to look at is your transportation. Now, this is the type of transportation. This may be your preferred means of getting around, whether it's mass transit or having a bike or owning a vehicle, those types of aspects, as well as factoring in how often you replace a vehicle or a bike that you own. So really factoring in your transportation as a whole. Now, aspect number 5 looks at your connectivity. This is the type of technology you use, how often it has to be replaced, the level or grade of internet access you have, as well as any other components of connectivity. Now, aspect number 6 looks at your subscriptions. Which subscriptions add the most value to you, that add to your greater purpose, your greater vision in life, and capitalizing, focusing on those aspects that really add value to you. Now, number 7 looks at your healthcare. What insurance do you have? What carrier do you opt in for, as well as what coverages you have, but really looking at what aspects of your healthcare really matter most to you. Now, from this point, you will have some primary areas to budget from, which is what we will cover in tomorrow's episode, and looking at how does this all come together based on your essentials in order for you to properly then budget for what really matters most to you. Now, my call to action today is to look at a holistic picture of your finances, starting with what matters most to you. Now, taking a closer look at these 7 essential areas, then from that point, we will look at incorporating these areas into your budget in tomorrow's episode. If this information is helpful to you, please do like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're reminded to come back on a daily basis and improve in managing your personal finances. Thank you for your time, enjoy your day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.